full view. Just a quick reaction from you in regards that the announcement that has been made by the President with regards to the restrictions that have been put in place, but also speaking about anti-competitive behavior that we've seen amongst the retailers especially.
Yes, good evening. I think for us as CGCSA, we welcome government's decision. I think that it is the right thing to do. I think that we need to learn from the case studies that have happened, South Korea in particular, and the learnings that you have to take speed, you have to be decisive, you have to be transparent, and you have to ensure that we have social distancing, people stay home, and we applaud the President on his decision. But more importantly, the uninterrupted supply of essential goods and non-food products in terms of the shutdown. It's essential that this continue, and we're very happy that the President has agreed that it be exempt from the lockdown. So I think that it is disappointing that the behavior has continued in terms of people exploiting us at this time, in terms of selling goods at excessively high prices. I think everyone has seen the Gazette and has seen media reports in terms of the Gazette that people are to keep their prices and maintain the same prices, but clearly people are not adhering to that, and I think that the authorities will be clamping down on that. We ourselves have been vigilant in terms of, policing this and asking and pleading to businesses to please self-regulate, but also consumers have also been making us aware of these businesses that have been unscrupulous in terms of this behavior. But I think for us another message very important is to please everyone keep calm during this time. It is the right decision that the President has made. It is pushing us to curb this and virus is spreading, and there is enough stock on hand. Please do not stop panic buying. I know that on Thursday midnight, we will all be on lockdown, but please, tomorrow there will be enough stock on your shelves. There is no reason now to queue up and line up tomorrow morning. Please don't do that. All you are doing now is just now increasing the chances of the virus spreading by all of you queuing up. We are and already have business continuity plans in place. We're already planning that should there be a lockdown, what would we do? How would we react? So already tomorrow you will see we are going to be monitoring the numbers that will be in the stores. You will have the actual staff stopping you at some times from going into the store so we can control the numbers. You will see that the lines, we will ask you to space out. So please just cooperate with us tomorrow, and please just buy for what you need. Remember, the stores will be open. The quick service, the quick service restaurants will be open. Your stores will be open for you to buy food. So please just remain calm during this time, and I think we will get through this as a country.
And Patricia, the warnings against stockpiling have been coming up over and over again, and from the President himself. But yet, what we're seeing is that retailers are still allowing their customers to stockpile. So, are there measures that could be put in place that would make sure that retailers themselves ensure that there's no stockpiling of goods?
Well, as of last week, we were already limiting numbers on goods, especially your items that we saw that were flying off the shelf. So when we looked at the Gazette that was published on the 19th of March, the goods items like toilet paper, your hand sanitizers, your disinfectants, your basic food items like your cooking oils, etc., your item quantities were minimized. So that was already put into place. So there are stores that were allowing more flexibility because their stocks were on hand, but you will see tomorrow there will be limitations.
Okay, and let's just quickly touch on this lockdown and what it means for goods, especially cargo coming through from different countries. Does this mean that those type of goods as well will be locked out and they won't be allowed to dock at our shores?
So what we've done is we're working with businesses, working with government to ensure that where there are essential supplies that need to come through, that they will be cleared as long as they meet all the requirements, the legal requirements. So there is a open communication that is going on. So we shouldn't have a fear that those would be blocked. there is definitely a process that's in place to ensure that those are cleared.
Okay. Do you have any update on the sanitizers? I know that has been a huge issue, as well as just customers complaining that they can't get a hold of sanitizers, including a mask as well as gloves as well.
There's an urgent meeting that's taking place tomorrow with all the role players, and we have DTI that will be on the call. We have SARS, we have the retailers, shopping centre representatives. We have across the board to talk about what it is that we're going to do, what measures do we need to put into place, what is the demand, what is the actual demand that we have, and what supply is there, and what do we need to upscale in terms of this. So we have a lot of volunteers and people pro bono that are volunteering to supply. The alcohol industry have already volunteered to provide alcohol, which is needed to make your sanitizers. And so they, offering that for free. And so everybody is hands on deck to ensure that there is going to be supply.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. Consumer Goods Council of South Africa's Patricia Pillay speaking there about the measurements that have been announced by the President, including the 21-day lockdown.